Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Real quick, when I say live, what I mean is that this is a situation where I don't know what's coming next, so I'm recording myself, seeing the information, seeing the data for the very first time, as opposed to having already recorded everything, and now I'm coming back and explaining what's already happened. So this is not a trade recap. This is not any sort of post commentary. I'm literally recording myself, seeing the information for the very first time. So yeah, if you just want an unscripted, nitty-gritty look into what it's like to be a day trader, how day trading can play out, then this will be a video for you. So I'll be watching BA out of the opening gates. I am bearish biased on it, meaning I am looking to make money because I think it'll still continue to go down. So I'll be looking for you beginners out there to short this stock. So shorting, going short just means making money if prices go down, which is a bizarre concept the first time you kind of hear it. But yes, believe it or not, in the stock market, you can make money when prices are going down. So I will go ahead and pause for now, and I'll be back at the open. All right, the market is now open. And right now, BA is just going straight down, so not a whole lot I can do with it right now. I was hoping it would stay above 146, and hopefully it still does. Ideally, we get some sort of bounce. Nope. Temporarily broken down below it, and yeah, there it continues to go. So I'm not obviously giving up on it. The market hasn't even been open 1 minute, but as of right now, got to just let this one take shape. So I'll go ahead and pause, and I'll keep you updated. BILI, another one that I was watching, and just going straight down. I mean, yeah, I'd love to short it right here, and maybe that would work out, but that's just not a good habit. That's totally chasing the price. But let's see what BA is up to. So 146 actually does now look very, very interesting. So just got that alert in the chat room. If you're not familiar, I do offer community. So right there, BA 146 flush point. So we'll see if that comes into play or not. Maybe even 147. So potentially 147 here. But I mean, really, BILI is the one that's really capturing my attention the most. Like I said, it just, okay, is it finally going to show a little bit of green here? All right, so maybe a setup here. $147. Yeah, I feel like this one's a little bit riskier right now. So let me do 200 shares instead. I'm definitely watching BILI off screen. Still watching, like I said, 147 on. Oh, that's okay, I think, because BILI 68.25. Let's see if I can get filled on a back test maybe, or did I miss that one too? Oh, I missed them both. Yeah, you can see my order sitting out there. White means that I submitted to the market, but because it didn't change to green, I did not get filled. And look at it now, all the way down to 66. That is painful. Oh, well, it happens. I just was glancing at BA a bit too long. But to be fair, BA, yeah, 146 with an interesting level. I do like that. What's 146? Yeah, 140. Let's see if it wants to get him down to 146.50. I do like that. All right, in at 146.50. 300 shares. First stop I want to see this at is 146 and ideally below. So let's see if it wants to get down through the 146 mark. I like the little pattern here. Now, does it ultimately prove to go in my direction? I have no idea. I don't know. But that's why risk management exists. Now, you may be saying, Clay, you were in the green. Why don't you take profits? Well, because, I think this thing can get to 146. And in order for there we go. Let's see if I can get some more. In order for things to work out over time, I need things to, make bigger moves than just what it was. But now it's just a question of, can we get... So this could still be a losing trade. Let me be very clear on that. Will it be as big of a losing trade? It will not. $146 though, being stubborn. Can we get to lows? Yes, we can. Good. Trying to give this thing a chance to pick up some momentum, but it's really not. There we go. Still have 150 shares. Stop is now at 146.01. So this will be a winning trade no matter what, because I got in at 146.50 and I'll be getting out at 146.01, give or take with slippage. So I'm in a good spot, because right now it's not, am I going to make money? It's just how much money am I going to make, because I don't know how far down this thing can go. And that is a great spot to be in as traders. So again, I'll say that one more time. It's not if I make money. I am officially making money. How much money? I don't know, because I don't know how far down this wants to go. And that is a very stress-free spot to be in as traders. But not looking good here. Looking like I might get stopped out. Nope, came back down. Knocking on the door, though. We'll see what happens. Can it roll back over? Knocking on the door. Up and stopped out there. So overall, 188. Could that have been bigger? Yeah, it definitely could have been bigger, because I could have been locking out shares down as low as 145.25. However, had the price kept going down, you'd be saying, Clay, why did you get out? Oh, and is it going to come back down? Wouldn't ever been there before where you get stopped out and then the price comes? Looking like it might be getting ready to do that here, but like I said, at that point, I wanted to ensure that it was a winning trade. It was a winning trade. So starting off 188, yes, of course, could have been bigger had I taken off those gains. But like I was explaining, but had the price kept on bleeding and bleeding and bleeding, you'd be saying, and I'd be saying, wait, why did I get out of the position right there? Why didn't I hold? Why didn't I hold at least some? And there we go. That is exactly, why I wanted to hold, because in hindsight, it's easy to say, oh, Clay, you should have just taken everything out. But at this point, and I know for a lot of you that watch these videos, you're like, yes, Clay, I know, we understand this concept, but you have to just remember to cut me a little slack. There are always new people watching these videos, and if I don't address these things, then people show up in the comment section like, well, Clay, it would have been a much better trade had you just gotten out down there. And I mean, those people aren't wrong, but just trying to remind those people, well, yeah, but they're also commenting with hindsight, and they need to realize that I was trying to put myself in the position and keep myself in the position where, had it continued to go, then that gain would have been just that much bigger. So, like I said, I do appreciate your graciousness, though, for those of you that are longtime viewers and have heard me explain that concept over and over again. And look at that. Now it's starting to move back down. But so, yeah, in hindsight, I picked the wrong spot for the stop. I should have been up. How high did it actually go? Yeah, I should have been up a little bit more than that, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and let's see what else is out there. And then just as that reminder, remember I had BA, it is a 146. Ended up getting in 50 cents above there, but even if member had gotten in at 146, that still turned out to be a very nice trade. So yeah, and now I'm watching 69, so 3, we'll go 2. Hope I need to be getting in right now. There we go. All right, in at 60, what is it, 69.06, looking for this thing to come back down here. Key break definitely going to be 68, let's call it 50, if it can even get down to that area. So let's see if it wants to come back down to that area or not. Clearly, I think it can, hence me taking the trade, but there are no guarantees. And right now, not looking so good. So I could go back into the red on this. Now, when I say go into the red, I shouldn't say back into the red. I could just go into the red. Not going to be anything huge, which I'm okay with. Now, if my first trade was like $800, and I'm like, I could be going back into the red or going into the red, that would be bad. But in this situation, it's $200. Not that money grows on trees, but I mean, it's $200 isn't something that is going to be a drastic situation. But ideally, this comes back down here. And pushes down through specifically. So, I don't know. Now I'm thinking, should I maybe add to a winner if this wants to come back down? Well, you know what? Let's cross that bridge a little bit later, because right now, looking like I might be getting stopped out. Just things are not looking so good right now for me. But it's hanging on. If it goes up over 70, got to get out. And things are not looking so hot. Not looking so hot at all. All right, got to get out. So now I'm down $37. Now, this very well could come back down, but at this exact moment in time, who knows? Maybe this thing's going to keep on grinding higher. I just don't know. I don't have hindsight. So, yeah, maybe that'll look stupid. Maybe I'll look silly for having done that. But again, this is not a trade recap. I don't know what's coming next. So at this exact moment in time, maybe that was silly to do. Maybe I'm going to look really smart because this thing keeps going higher and higher and higher, and I'll be able to sit here and say, wow, I'm glad I got out where I did. But at some point, as traders, you just got to, as cliche as it sounds, you got to draw the line in the sand and just say, you know what, it is what it is. That's got to be the level. And in this situation, it was that area. So bummer, like that setup, but just didn't get it to work out. And hey, that happened. So yes, now I am down $37 on the day. But let's see what else I can find. Well, full disclaimer, I'm looking silly. Look at that. Back down to 69 it goes. And there's the break. And there's the break. It happens. So if you've ever been there, you're not alone. And I get it. You can play the game of, well, I should have held in hope because I would have been fine. It would have been a winning trade. And I know you're right, but there's all it takes is one or two other situations where had you held in hope, it can do a whole lot of damage. So yes, it's I'm not going to try to play it off. That's disappointing, but it's definitely not the first time it's happened to me, and it without doubt will not be the last time. But just want to just show it. I mean, I don't really want to show this because it makes me look so stupid, but you know what? Whatever. It happens to everybody, and if you don't think it happens to everybody, then you just haven't traded long enough, or you're just not trying to manage risk. It's one of those two. But I just want to reassure you, if you've been there, hey, it happens to everybody, and yes, it's annoying. It's frustrating, but. And I have several videos on the channel of instances where I get out, but then the stock keeps going up and up and up and up. And of course, that learning lesson is see, imagine if I had imagine if I had broken rules. Yes, in this situation, had I broken rules, I would have been fine. I would be making money. But there are those situations where had you broken rules, your account would be absolutely wrecked. And so yes, disappointing, but it happens to everybody. And I should also note that I don't want to be like too melodramatic because I'm down $37. So it's not like I just sent my account, homeless under a bridge. It's not like my account is, see you later, everybody. Time to close down the YouTube channel. I'm down $37. So like I said, to be fair, yeah, it's disappointing, but I'm also not in a terrible spot by any means. And that's the core point of risk management and why you need to be focused on risk management, because sure, it can feel really bad, right? And it does feel bad. It's like, oh, great, now I look like an idiot on YouTube. I gave back my gains. I'm going to look stupid. Why didn't I? Wait a second, Clay, but I'm only down $37. So, right, it's not as bad as the voices in your head will make it sound. But so I did want to figure out, I probably should throw in that bit of context because I don't want to be too melodramatic here. I am wondering, though, is there another trade here, or am I just wanting to revenge trade this? 68, to me, I think that's a valid area. But I also have to be very careful because maybe, just maybe, this is some sort of revenge trade. Now, I don't think it is, because that does seem like a quality setup if $68 can come into play here a bit more. But at the same line, you got to be very careful. I do like 68 if it comes back into play. Or what about even that? 68, let's try 68.50. Yeah, 68.50. I do like that. And then I'm talking to myself right now. So maybe get a rejection point right here. So like I said, is this the start of just another, drift back down to 66, if not even lower? Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like I could be forcing a trade. So I'm going to do 50 if it gets down there. And ideally, I get more than 50. But that way, if I'm just wrong right away, it won't cost me a bunch of money. But as of now, it's not even giving me confirmation. It's just continuing to move upward. So as of now, never mind. But I'm still watching both 68.50 and $68 mark on this one. And just looking around the market. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. All right, I'm hopping in here at 69.25, just 50 shares, because, like I said, I ideally can see myself wanting more. But if this is just a revenge trade and the thing all of a sudden pops back against me, at least I'm only taking a loss on 50 shares. But ideally, like I said, I would like more shares, but I'm not willing to add unless this thing can get down to the $68 mark. And at that point, I would look to add in additional shares. So I would be looking to add to a winner, but let's make sure it's a winner. And again, to be fair, maybe this thing's about to just snap back against me. And okay, that would be happening on 50 shares. But yeah, in this situation, I would like to add to a winner. But I'm not willing to add. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm looking. Yeah, until at 68, I would be willing to add. Okay, let's see if it wants to come down here. Can we get some more momentum? 5 minute is looking amazing right now. 5 minute chart, that is. Bring that over real quick. So there's a 5 minute. Then I'm more so tracking on this one. But yeah, it is all about 68 right now. So this thing either is going to kind of just head back up, or this thing is actually not going to consolidate, and this is just going to be a nice little break to the downside here. But as I mentioned, really liking the 5 minute. And if 68 can fall, does it drop down to 66? I don't know about that, but does that seem reasonable? Like it's plausible? Yeah, absolutely. However, let's just see if this thing can even break down through 68.50 right now. I'm kind of getting a little too far ahead of myself. Yeah, whenever it pokes down through 68.50, there's definitely buyers right down around that area. So now it's just a question of, do those buyers, can they get taken out with enough bearish strength? Where are we? Oh, wow, we're at 20 minutes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just pause the video now. And if it's just going to go sideways for now, I'm not going to make you sit through this. But if it looks like I'm either going to get stopped out, or if I am going to be able to add to the position, then I will get the video rolling at that point. Okay, it's broken, and I think it might be picking up some downwards momentum here. But maybe not, as it just stalls right here at 68.30. Again, watching for 68. Now, could this thing just bounce right off 68? I mean, yeah, anything could happen, but do I think that's what's going to happen? Well, no, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think the odds are in my favor, but there are no guarantees. But watching 68 closely, that's good enough there. So I am in now with another 50 shares. Let's see if we can indeed get the breakdown through 68. And yeah, wow, a lot of buyers there. Not shocking. But I mean, 5 minute looks great. And if the 5 minute can be broken, again, I hope this doesn't take like, okay, there we go. I'd like to try to capture the break on video if it happens, but I also don't want this thing to drag out to a 45-minute video. So I'll do my best here to manage it. But right now, if you're new, I'm watching that right now. I want to see 68 disappear. I want to see that go bye-bye, and it just did. Now can we get some downwards pressure? No, we cannot. That is worrisome. I'm scaling out back down to 50 shares just because I don't like how we got the break of that number and then it budged like 5 cents. So that tells me we may be looking at some sort of bottom here. But I could be wrong. Yep. Come on, just let me out. All right. So now I'm down $13. So I still might be right, but my timing is just clearly off. You saw the 68, you saw it disappear, and then you saw the thing. And this stock is shown it can drop 20, 30, 40 cents relatively quickly. But right there, you saw it broke a big old level and then barely budged. So it is what it is. Well, that sometimes that happens, but hey, now I'm only down $13. I'll go ahead and pause. Well, I may be crazy, but I like the setup's there. So I am now interested once again at 68. It just feels like this thing wants to go. If it doesn't, okay. But it just feels like this thing. And when I say feel like, I don't mean that in like a random gambler sense. I mean based on the pattern here, that this thing, has a desire to come back down. But I am definitely not interested unless it gets down to 68. So not quite there yet. It was looking like maybe it was coming to play, but I actually like how it's forming this green candle right now. So that makes the setup even more attractive. But I'll go ahead and pause. But yes, maybe I'm stupid for going back to this one, but you can't turn down a setup like this. So I'll keep you updated. In fact, let's just get this alerted in the chat room too, so you can see how it works real time. 68 flush point 1-2 minute. So there we go. Now, that doesn't mean that members are going to also take the trade. It's a community of everybody thinking for themselves, so it's not a bunch of sheep or anything like that. But yeah, if people find an area that stands out to them, throw it out there, and then it's up to each individual trader to figure out if they personally like that area or not. But yeah, $68 officially been documented, officially watching, so we'll see what happens and see if it comes into play. All right, I like this setup because it allows me to risk 50 bucks, and then it also gives me the opportunity to add to a winner of an overall pattern. But step one in this is 68.50. Although if I am wrong here, then I will be done for the day, just because that would be confirmation that, Clay, you just don't quite have it. Your vision's off. Something's just off. And that may be the case already. But I'm acknowledging that via position size. So again, 68.50. Oh, you tricky little dog. See, this thing's a little tricky dog. More so 69.10. Wonder if it gets up there and then comes down. What's the low of this candle here? So maybe 68.75. Or is this thing just getting in a tight little range? All right, I'll go ahead and pause and stop talking to myself in front of you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick up just 50 shares here of MRNA. A lot of downwards momentum has shown up in the market, and I realize that this has already made a move, but it seems as though this momentum could pick up pace that much more here. And with MRNA, this can be a very, very fast mover. What I'm looking at here are the markets just getting destroyed. But also what's got me concerned now is that you just saw that an MRNA is just gladly respecting that pink line there, the 200 period moving average. I figured that this downwards pressure would easily help push down through there, and that is just not happening. So I want to give it another opportunity to do so, but also got to acknowledge the fact that it just doesn't. All right, got a little bit of movement here. Again, the markets are still just getting pummeled. Okay, getting a little bit of movement here. Again, not much follow through at all. Once again, overall markets continuing to get pummeled to the downside. Look at that. SPY going to lows. And here this one is barely budging. So maybe this is just kind of my my public service announcement that, Clay, you're just off today. All right. Still have shares left in the position here. So if I'm actually right and this thing does want to pick up some downside movement, then I'll be able to participate in it still. But this is like pulling teeth right now. I mean, even if I do ultimately make money on it, I still got this wrong because my timing was way off. I thought that 200 period moving average would just get destroyed, no problem at all. But that's that's just not what has happened. All right, so made 44 bucks on that. But that's definitely confirmation that, you know, I need to just call it good. And sometimes mornings like this happen. So I turned it around. I am green $31, but you saw just choppy. And I know I've done videos like this before where it's just, you know, sometimes you just don't have it. And I understand if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're like, yeah, you know, today I didn't quite have it. It's like to somebody that's a beginner, or even really if you're not a beginner, you're like, okay, I mean, I know what you mean, but what do you mean you didn't have it? And you saw it here, right? And I don't really know how to explain it other than what you just witnessed. The first trade was fine. First trade was actually really good. I was positioned properly. I was sitting right there like, okay, all you got to do is keep going to my favor, and I could be looking at a who knows how big of a day. But then after that first trade, yeah, it just, things just didn't work out. And I mean, I've learned to just laugh, but the worst part is now I'm thinking, great, I hit the record button, so it's got to go on YouTube. So to think I got to put this on YouTube, I guess trolls have a way at it. All you professional armchair quarterbacks that apparently make so much money that you have nothing better to do than hang out in my comment section. I'm just kidding. 99.9% of you are awesome. But I always like to troll the trolls because it's one of those situations where as soon as you start to troll them back, they're like, why are you getting defensive? It's like, okay, that's the game you're going to play. So I say that all tongue in cheek because you know what? This is the internet. This is trading. We got to have some fun. But yeah, I also don't want to post this because I'll be the first. I want to post videos that are awesome, right? I like videos that are like, hey, I just made, you know, $1,000 in 5 minutes, or I made, you know, hundreds of dollars in just a few minutes. And here it's been 45 minutes, well, 47 minutes to be exact, and I made 31 bucks. With commissions, let's call it 25 bucks. But I am putting all kidding aside. You're not alone. If you have days like this where you just, I don't think I quite have it. Hey, you know what? It happens to everybody, okay? And just if you walk away with nothing else, understand that days like this happen to everybody. And going back to that first trade, you have to manage risk. So if you enjoy videos like this, if you find these videos helpful, if you like the transparency of not just seeing, you know, people make tons of money all the time and yet it never seems to lose. So just help me out, you know, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. And also the live trade videos, very difficult to make because they are truly live. So I have to talk to you. I have to think for myself. I have to make alerts. I have to execute my own trades. I have to manage my own trades. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. So they're doable, but they're not easy. So if you do enjoy them, then like I said, please communicate that to me by hitting that like button, leave a basic comment, say hi, give a ticker symbol that you traded, a smiley face, I don't know, or, you know, a sad face, whatever. But just those two things go a long way. So thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. And if you're still here right now, we are officially friends. If you're still hanging out with me after 30 minutes, thank you very much. As far as I'm concerned, we can hang out sometime because we are definitely friends. But everybody, thank you. Take care. Have a good one. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.